The champagne flute in my hand costs more than my first car. I know this because my mother told me 3 times already, her voice carrying across the Grandview Hotel's ballroom. Emily spared no expense, she announces to distant cousins. This is what happens when you have a daughter who understands what matters. I watch Emily twirl in her $15,000 Vera Wang gown, the one I funded 6 weeks ago when Dad called at 11 p.m. Your sister's dream dress, he'd said. Surely you can help with that, given your situation. My situation, CFO of Technova Pacific's Americas division, the lakeside villa I bought at 31, the $70,000 I've quietly distributed across this wedding's vendors and essential expenses. Clara, still no +1, Aunt Margaret materializes beside me. At your age, you really should be grateful I'm here at all, given that I'm financing a third of it. My smile is sharp enough to cut the wedding cake. I navigate through the crowd, 250 guests watching Emily marry Daniel Brooks, whose family made their fortune in commercial real estate. The ceremony was 3 hours ago. I stood in the second row, not the first, because Harold Mitchell's daughters occupy space in strict birth order hierarchy. The photographer whose friend discount still ran $8,000. The florist who needed a deposit right away, or Emily would have carnations instead of peonies. The string quartet who apparently only accepts payment in eldest daughter guilt. You're looking well. Oliver Dawson appears at my elbow, my mentor, my CEO, and the man who owns 45% of Mitchell Industrial Consulting, my father's firm. Liar, I look like I'm calculating venue costs against comparable properties. Because you are. His smile doesn't reach his eyes. Your father's been watching me since I arrived. 3rd time this month he's called requesting meetings. Technova Pacific isn't just my employer but also the primary technology vendor for every major project my father's company undertakes. Remove that pipeline and Mitchell Industrial becomes worthless. Ignore him, I say, your mother's staring at us. I don't turn around, she thinks you're my secret boyfriend, which is, that I've traded normal relationships for a corner office. I gesture toward Emily. Unlike my sister. Oliver makes a sound that might be amusement. And your villa. My hand freezes halfway to flagging a waiter. What? Nothing confirmed. He's watching my parents now, both of them in deep conversation with Daniel's mother. But Mitchell Industrial's accounting firm contacted our legal department yesterday with questions about property asset transfers and gift tax implications. The ballroom suddenly feels smaller. Why would they contact Technova about my personal property? They wouldn't, unless someone believed it wasn't entirely personal. Oliver's voice drops. Your compensation package includes that villa as part of your executive retention program. The property deed lists Technova Pacific as a beneficial interest holder for the first 10 years of ownership. It's in your contract, Clause 47, subsection C. I remember signing that, remembered thinking it was generous, the company helping executives avoid certain tax implications while building equity. I did not remember it meaning the villa wasn't completely, legally, singularly mine to do with as I pleased. Why are you telling me this now? Because your father's been asking very specific questions about whether company assets can be reallocated for family purposes if the employee consents. Oliver meets my eyes, and because I've seen that expression on your mother's face before, usually right before someone's quarterly numbers get creatively reinterpreted. The microphone squeals to life before I can respond. Harold Mitchell stands at the head table, his face flushed with champagne confidence and something else. Something that makes my stomach clench the way it did when I was 16 and found out he'd opened credit cards in my name. Ladies and gentlemen, his voice booms across the ballroom. If I could have your attention for just a moment. Emily's smile stretches wider. Daniel looks confused. Lorraine Mitchell, my mother, has her phone out, angled toward the stage like she's expecting something worth documenting. Today has been a celebration of love, family, and the bonds that tie us together. Harold's speech has that rehearsed quality that means he's been planning this. My daughters have always been my pride and joy, but today, I want to recognize someone who's been perhaps too quiet about her own generosity. No. The word forms in my mind but doesn't reach my mouth. Clara Mitchell, our family's success story, has achieved so much in her career. He's looking directly at me now, beckoning. And today, she's chosen to show her love for her sister in the most extraordinary way. I don't move. Can't move. Oliver's hand touches my elbow, steadying. Clara has generously agreed to gift her lakeside villa, valued at $2.5 million, to Emily and Daniel as their wedding present. The ballroom erupts in applause, 250 people clapping for my generosity. Emily gasps, her hand flying to her mouth in theatrical surprise that would make a soap opera actress proud. Daniel looks like he's been hit with a winning lottery ticket and isn't quite sure if it's real. My mother has her phone aimed at me now, recording, her smile triumphant. And I realize, they planned this, counted on it. Counted on me being too polite, too conditioned, too freaking well-trained in the Mitchell family doctrine of never embarrass us in public to refuse. The microphone is suddenly in front of my face, Harold's hand on my shoulder, steering me toward the stage. Come on up, Clara, tell everyone about your wonderful gift. I look at Oliver. His expression hasn't changed, but his phone is out, screen glowing. Then I look at my father's face, at the certainty there, the absolute conviction that he's won. 347 days of therapy with Dr. Patterson flood back. Her voice. What would it feel like to just say no, to let them be disappointed, to survive their anger? I take the microphone. I appreciate the announcement, Dad. My voice comes out steadier than I feel, but there's been a misunderstanding. I never agreed to gift my villa to anyone. The applause sputters out like a dying engine. Silence rushes in to fill the space, the kind of silence that has weight and teeth. Harold's grip on my shoulder tightens. Clara, sweetie, we discussed this. No. I turn to face him, the microphone catching every word. You assumed, you planned, you announced, but you never asked, and I never agreed. Emily's face crumples. Real tears this time, or close enough that the Instagram stories won't know the difference. Clara, you said family comes first. I say a lot of things, that doesn't mean I'm gifting you a $2.50 million property. I scan the crowd, seeing the shock ripple outward like water from a thrown stone. I contributed $70,000 to this wedding. I've been generous, I've been supportive, but my home is not on the table. Lorraine moves then, faster than I've seen her move in years, her heels clicking across the marble floor like gunshots. She mounts the stage with the energy of righteous fury, and I see it coming, the hand drawing back, the way her whole body winds up for maximum impact. The slap echoes. For a moment, I feel nothing. Then the burn spreads across my cheek, sharp and clarifying. My mother's face is twisted with rage, her voice shaking. You selfish, ungrateful bitch. After everything we've done for you. Phones are out now. Not just my mother's careful recording, but dozens of them, a constellation of camera lenses capturing this moment from every angle. I can see the live stream notifications popping up, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, this moment being uploaded in real time to feeds and timelines and group chats. Everything you've done for me. I hear my voice, still amplified by the microphone in my hand. You mean the credit cards you opened in my name when I was in college? The loans I co-signed that you defaulted on? The family emergencies that somehow always require my bank account but never my input. How dare you? Harold starts, but I'm already walking, the microphone dropped, my cheek throbbing, Oliver materializing beside me as we push through the crowd toward the exit. Don't say anything else, he murmurs, just keep walking. We're almost to the ballroom doors when Oliver's phone buzzes. He glances at it, then at me, then makes a decision that changes his expression from protective to predatory. Actually, he says, his voice carrying a quality I've only heard in boardroom hostile takeovers, let's not leave just yet. Before I can ask what he means, he's steering me to the side, not out the doors, but to a quieter corner where I can catch my breath. He makes 3 rapid phone calls, speaking in Mandarin, then English, his tone clipped and decisive. What are you doing? My cheek is still burning, and I can feel the handprint forming. Fixing this properly. He looks past me toward the ballroom entrance. Ah. Perfect timing. 2 people stride through the doors, a woman in an immaculate navy suit carrying a leather briefcase, and a man whose security earpiece marks him as not quite lawyer, not quite bodyguard. The woman extends her hand to me first. Ms. Mitchell, I'm Jennifer Benson from Technova's legal department. Mr. Dawson briefed me while you were on stage. We're going back in there. I'm not going back. You're not. We are. Oliver takes my hand, checking the red mark on my face with clinical precision. Jennifer. Document this. Photos from multiple angles. The lawyer is already pulling out her phone, taking pictures of my cheek with professional efficiency. Visible handprint, witnesses present, video documentation from multiple sources. This is textbook assault. Oliver, what are you watch? He straightens his tie, nods to Jennifer and the security professional, and walks back into the ballroom. I follow because I don't know what else to do, because part of me needs to see this. The ballroom hasn't calmed down. If anything, it's more chaotic. Guests clustered in groups, phones out, Harold and Lorraine at the head table surrounded by concerned relatives. Emily is crying into Daniel's shoulder while his mother stands apart, her expression carved from ice. Oliver doesn't bother with the microphone. His voice, trained in boardrooms and shareholder meetings, carries without amplification. Harold Mitchell. The room goes silent in waves, conversations cutting off as people turn to look. Oliver stands in the center of the ballroom, Jennifer Benson on his left, the security professional on his right. They look like what they are, a corporate execution squad. My name is Oliver Dawson, CEO of Technova Pacific. His voice is conversational, almost pleasant. I'm also the majority shareholder controlling 45% of Mitchell Industrial Consulting. We need to discuss what just happened here. Harold's face drains of color. Oliver, this is a family matter. This stopped being a family matter when you attempted to publicly coerce an employee into transferring company-protected assets. Oliver's smile doesn't reach his eyes. Clara Mitchell is the chief financial officer of our Americas division. The lakeside villa you just announced as a gift is part of her executive compensation package and is protected under employment law as company beneficial property. The murmur that runs through the crowd has a different quality now. Not scandal, but something sharper. Business people recognizing business implications. You announced a $2.5 million property transfer, Oliver continues, without the owner's consent, without company authorization, and, as we have documented from multiple video angles, when she refused, your wife committed assault and battery in front of 250 witnesses. Lorraine stands, her face still flushed with anger. That's my daughter, I have every right. You have no rights to her property, Mrs. Mitchell. Jennifer Benson steps forward, her voice crisp. And assault is assault regardless of familial relationship. We have 17 different video angles of you striking Ms. Mitchell. 43 of those videos have already been uploaded to social media platforms. Several have been shared to local news outlets. The ballroom feels like it's holding its breath. Here's what's going to happen, Oliver says, and there's steel beneath the pleasant tone. First, Clara Mitchell is under Technova Pacific's protection. Any further attempts to contact, coerce or harass her will be met with legal action, including restraining orders and criminal charges. He turns to address the room now, making sure everyone hears. Second, Technova is immediately suspending all contracts with Mitchell Industrial Consulting pending investigation into this incident. We don't do business with entities that facilitate harassment of our employees. Harold makes a choking sound. That's his company's primary revenue source. That's his entire business model collapsing in real time. Third, Oliver's gaze sweeps across the guests, many of whom I recognize as business associates. This incident has been documented extensively. The assault was filmed, the attempted coercion was recorded. Miss Mitchell will be pressing charges. Anyone who witnessed this event may be contacted by authorities or attorneys. Daniel's mother speaks up, her voice carrying across the room. Mr. Dawson, the Brooks family was not aware of any of this. We were told this was a generous family gift.
I understand, Mrs. Brooks, and Technova has no issue with your family.
Oliver's tone softened slightly.
You were misled by the Mitchells regarding the legitimacy of this gift. We have property deed documentation available if you'd like verification that this transfer was never authorized.
She nods, then turns to Daniel and Emily with an expression that could freeze fire.
We're leaving, now.
Emily starts to protest, but Mrs. Brooks cuts her off.
My family will not be associated with fraud and assault. The wedding is off. We'll send instructions for returning our contributions.
As the Brooks family exits, the exodus begins. Guests suddenly remember other commitments, prior engagements, urgent needs to be anywhere but here. The ballroom empties like someone pulled a drain plug.
Oliver walks over to where I'm standing against the wall. Security will escort you to your car. Jennifer and her team will handle the police report. You need to go home and rest. You just destroyed my father's business. Your father destroyed his own business when he tried to steal from you.
Oliver's expression is kind now, the boardroom mask dropping.
I just made sure everyone knew about it. There's a difference.
Harold is still standing at the head table, looking like he's aged 10 years and 10 minutes. Lorraine sits beside him, her earlier fury collapsed into something that might be shock. Emily is alone now, her carefully constructed wedding day disintegrating around her.
I should feel something. Guilt, regret, vindication. Instead, I just feel tired.
Let's go, Oliver says gently, and this time I do. Out of the ballroom, past the hotel staff who are very carefully not making eye contact, into the waiting car. In the car, Oliver's driver following Jennifer's legal team vehicle, I finally start shaking. They were going to take my house. They were going to try. He hands me his phone. On the screen is an email chain between Mitchell Industrial's CFO and someone at Technova's legal department. Subject line: Asset Transfer Authorization Inquiry. I scroll through it. The questions are specific. Can an employee voluntarily transfer company beneficial property to family members? What are the tax implications? Does the company have veto power over such transfers? You've been monitoring this. It's not a question. Your father has been creative with financial arrangements before. Oliver's voice is diplomatic. When he started asking questions about your compensation structure, we flagged it. When his attorney began probing about the villa's ownership status, we prepared. Prepared for what? He doesn't answer immediately. Instead, he makes a call. We're moving forward. Yes, all of it. The ballroom at the Grandview. No, she's fine. Shaken, but fine. 20 minutes. Oliver, what did you do? Protected a valuable employee and her assets. His expression is unreadable. Also, I called your brother. I don't have a brother. Your father does. Your Uncle Richard's son James. The one who studied law at Columbia and currently practices corporate litigation in Manhattan. Oliver's slight smile returns. The one who's been very interested in your father's business practices for the past 18 months. The pieces start clicking together. You've been investigating my father. Mitchell Industrial's questionable accounting has been concerning our legal team for 2 years. When a vendor partner demonstrates patterns of financial irregularity, we investigate. When that vendor's CFO daughter happens to be one of our most valuable executives, we investigate thoroughly. He meets my eyes. We found quite a bit, Clara. Tax evasion, contract fraud, embezzlement from his own company. The kind of things that make federal prosecutors very interested. And you're telling me this now because you just publicly refused to be extorted, and your mother just publicly assaulted you, and there are currently 47 different video angles of both events being shared across social media. Oliver's phone buzzes continuously, because the Brooks family attorneys are already drafting statements distancing themselves from the Mitchell family drama, because your father's largest clients are watching their vendor have a very public meltdown and wondering about stability, and because you need me to press charges, I need you to save yourself. His voice softens slightly. The rest is just efficient crisis management. My phone has been vibrating non-stop. 53 missed calls, 142 texts. The family group chat exploding with messages from my mother. How could you, and you've ruined everything. There's also a message from a number I don't recognize. This is James Mitchell. Oliver contacted me. I'm boarding a flight from JFK now. Don't communicate with your parents without legal representation. I'll be there in 5 hours. Another text from Daniel's mother. The Brooks family regrets that we must withdraw our support for this union. The check we provided should be returned by Monday. The wedding is imploding in real time. They're going to hate me forever, I say quietly. They already took from you with a smile. This is just hate with honesty. Oliver's driver pulls up to my villa. Get some rest. Tomorrow is complicated. Inside my home, I find myself laughing. It's not funny. None of this is funny. But I can't stop seeing my mother's expression when I said no. My phone rings. Margaret from accounting at Technova. Clara, are you okay? Everyone's seen the videos. Oliver wants to know if you need anything. I'm fine. Tell Oliver I'll be in the office Monday. He said you're taking the rest of the week off, paid, and to expect a visitor tomorrow morning, the kind with briefcases and expensive degrees. After she hangs up, I make tea and open my laptop. The videos are everywhere. Mitchell wedding is trending. POV. Your family thinks they own your house has 340,000 views. There's an email from Emily. I hope you're happy. You've destroyed my marriage before it even started. I delete it. There's an email from Harold. We need to talk about your responsibilities to this family. Call me immediately. I delete that too. And there's an email from an address I don't recognize. James Mitchell, partner, Thornton and Associates LLP. Clara. I've wanted to reach out for years. Oliver contacted me 18 months ago when Technova uncovered concerning patterns in Mitchell Industrial's finances. I've been building a case since then. Your public refusal accelerated our timeline and provided invaluable evidence, documented financial coercion and assault. Your mother's attack was recorded from multiple angles. I arrive at 6 a.m. with documentation. Credit cards opened in your name at 19, defaulted loans, borrowed money never repaid. Also evidence of your father's embezzlement, $340,000 over 3 years. The Brooks family contacted me. They're furious. Get some rest. Tomorrow we go on offense. James. I read it 3 times. My tea goes cold while I process that I have a cousin building a case against my father. That Oliver's been protecting me in ways I didn't know I needed. Oliver texts. Security detail is outside your gate. Non-negotiable. Your father's attorney sent a cease and desist demanding you stop slandering the Mitchell reputation. We're ignoring it. The next morning, James Mitchell arrives at precisely 6 a.m. with a briefcase and calm competence. Cousin Clara. He shakes my hand. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. We sit at my kitchen table while he spreads documents like preparing for war. First, the assault. Multiple cameras, crystal clear footage. That's battery with witnesses. We can pursue criminal, civil, or both. He slides a folder over. This is a restraining order application. Will it protect me from the whole family? We can specify multiple individuals. I recommend both parents and your sister. His expression doesn't change. They will escalate. People like this always do. What about my father's company? Mitchell Industrial is under investigation by the IRS and FBI for tax fraud. $1.2 million in tax evasion over 5 years. Another $340,000 embezzled from his own company. James pulls out another folder. The partner is considering a lawsuit. I feel nothing. That's the strangest part. No grief about my father's empire crumbling, just cold, clear clarity. What about Emily? Your sister is legally clear, not involved in the business or fraud. But Daniel's family is extremely unhappy. They provided $50,000 for the honeymoon and $25,000 to the after-party. They want it back and distance from the Mitchell name. She'll blame me.
She already does.
But that's not your responsibility. He slides another document forward. This documents every financial contribution you've made to your family over 12 years. Total, $247,000.
The number sits between us like a bomb.
We're preparing a civil suit to recover the funds if needed, but more importantly, documenting the pattern of financial abuse. James closes the folder. Your father is about to lose his company, possibly face criminal charges, and definitely lose his reputation. Your mother is facing assault charges. Your sister's wedding is imploding. They're going to be desperate and looking for someone to blame.
That we make sure they can't hurt me. Exactly.
My phone buzzes. Emily again. This time there's a voicemail. I put it on speaker. Clara.
It's me.
Her voice is raw from crying. Daniel called off the wedding. His family won't even talk to us. Mom is hysterical. Dad is locked in his office and won't come out. Everyone is asking what happened, and all the videos are online, and it's your fault.
You couldn't just give us the house?
You have so much and you couldn't just share? I hope you're happy with your perfect life in your perfect house while my life is destroyed. I hope you're proud of yourself. The message ends. James watches my expression carefully.
Do you want to respond?
No. I delete the voicemail. She's never going to understand that her wedding gift wasn't mine to give, that my success wasn't luck or privilege, it was years of work while she got everything handed to her, that I don't owe her my home just because she wants it. Good. James picks up his briefcase. Because here's what happens next. Your parents will try to manipulate, threaten, or guilt you into dropping this. Emily will play victim while ignoring her complicity. Family members will choose sides. Some will understand, most won't. You need to be prepared for total family implosion.
I've been preparing for this my whole life without knowing it.
He almost smiles. Oliver mentioned you're seeing a therapist. Keep those appointments. Actually increase them if possible. This is going to be traumatic even though it's necessary. After James leaves, I sit with my coffee and open my laptop. The internet has decided I'm a hero. Woman stands up to entitled family is the dominant narrative. TikTok therapists are using my situation to discuss narcissistic family dynamics. Technova's PR team sent a statement. Technova Pacific supports Clara Mitchell completely and condemns the assault captured on video. Any attempts to contact or harass Ms. Mitchell will be met with legal action. My mother's Facebook response: my daughter has chosen money over family. I'm heartbroken, but I know God will judge her choices. The comments on her post are brutal.
You slapped her on camera.
You tried to steal her house.
Sunday arrives with my father at my gate.
The security detail intercepts him. Ms. Mitchell declines. One guard says, "You need to leave the property."
That's my daughter. I have a right.
"You have no rights here, sir. Leave now or we call the police." Harold's face twists.
Tell her she's destroying this family.
Tell her she's killing her mother. Emily tries next that afternoon, mascara smeared, wearing sweatpants, a version I've never seen in public.
Please, Clara, just talk to me.
Explain why you hate me so much. I almost open the gate. Almost. Emily, I don't hate you. But I'm not giving you my house, and I'm not dropping charges against Mom.
Charges?
She's our mother. She was upset. Her voice goes shrill.
You embarrassed her.
She assaulted me. It was just a slap. You're being dramatic. Emily's crying harder. Daniel's family thinks we're crazy. His mother won't return my calls. Dad's company is falling apart, and you're just sitting in your house acting like you're the victim. I am the victim. I was assaulted. My voice stays level. Emily, you need to leave. I hate you. I hope you die alone in that house. She kicks the gate, still screaming as security escorts her away. I sit in my living room and shake, not from fear, from fury, at the manipulation, at the expectation that I'll sacrifice my stability for their comfort. Dr. Patterson calls that evening. I saw the videos. How are you actually doing? Terrified, relieved, guilty, angry, all of it. That's healthy. Keep feeling it, and keep those boundaries up. Monday morning I return to the office. The whispers are immediate, but Oliver sent a company-wide memo. People nod supportively, give space. There's a meeting at 10 a.m., board of directors, senior leadership, and me. Oliver starts. As you're aware, one of our senior executives was assaulted this weekend because Clara Mitchell refused to illegally transfer company-protected property to family members. He pulls up a slide, the villa deed showing both my name and Technova Pacific. This property is part of our executive compensation, protected under employment law. The attempted coercion represents assault and attempted fraud involving company assets. Oliver's voice is crisp. We're taking 3 actions. Another slide, an org chart with my name moving up. First, Clara Mitchell is promoted to Vice President of Global Finance, effective immediately. Harold's company, Oliver just killed my father's largest revenue source. Third, we're establishing an employee protection fund to provide legal and security support for any employee facing family-related financial abuse or coercion. After the meeting, Oliver pulls me aside. The board wanted you to know this isn't pity. We were planning the promotion anyway. Strategic how? Your father loses his biggest client the same day his best employee becomes untouchable. Oliver's smile is sharp. And every news outlet has an angle. Woman escapes family abuse, gets promoted anyway. James calls Tuesday. Your father's business partner filed suit. Mitchell Industrial is functionally bankrupt. The IRS investigation is moving forward. And Daniel's family is suing for return of wedding expenses plus damages for reputational harm. Wednesday brings a letter from my mother's attorney, begging me to reconsider. James responds with conditions. Drop all property claims, psychological evaluation, maintain 500-foot distance for 6 months, issue public apology. They refuse. Trial date set for November. By Friday, Harold's company declares bankruptcy, IRS pursuing criminal charges. Emily's wedding officially cancelled. Lorraine Mitchell, now the face of toxic family dynamics on social media, uninvited from her mother's group, asked not to return to her country club.
I'm sitting in my villa.
My fully owned, legally protected, absolutely mine villa, with a promotion, a security team, and a legal system that for once is working in my favor. 3 weeks later, James brings more documents. Your father's attorney contacted me with a settlement proposal. He'll drop all claims if you'll help with his legal fees.
Absolutely not.
Good answer. They're desperate. The bankruptcy is moving forward. He pauses. Emily sent you a message through a mutual friend. Wants to talk. Says she understands now what it feels like to lose everything because of other people's choices. I don't respond. Not yet. Maybe not ever. A month after the wedding that wasn't, Oliver and I have lunch. How are you actually doing? He asks. Better than I expected. I keep waiting for guilt that doesn't come.
That's not guilt, that's conditioning.
They trained you to feel responsible for their choices. He signals for the check. The board meeting next month in Singapore, you're presenting quarterly numbers for the entire Pacific region.
I thought we were keeping me low profile.
That was when you needed protection, now you need elevation. You're the face of our employee protection program. You're not hiding anymore, you're showing people what's possible. 6 months later, I'm standing in my living room watching sunset over the lake. The villa is exactly as I left it, no unwanted rearrangements, no surprise gifts, no family letting themselves in. The trial concluded last month. Lorraine Mitchell pleaded to assault in the third-degree anger management classes, 3 years probation, permanent restraining order. Harold's criminal trial is pending. Mitchell Industrial dissolved. He works at a mid-level consulting firm making a fraction of his former income. Emily sent a letter last month. Handwritten, 6 pages. She apologizes. Explains. Takes responsibility for knowing about the plan and staying silent. Describes her therapy, her rebuilding, her understanding. The last line, I don't expect forgiveness, I don't deserve your trust. But I want you to know that I see it now, what they did, what we all did, and I'm so sorry. I haven't responded yet, maybe I will someday. That's the thing about boundaries, I get to decide. The doorbell rings, security cleared them. Flowers from the Employee Resource Group, celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the protection fund that's helped 17 employees escape family financial abuse. The card, thank you for saying no, you showed us we could too. My laptop pings, board meeting in 30 minutes, I'm presenting the charitable foundation establishment, the Safe Harbor Foundation for Survivors of Family Financial Abuse. WP promotion bonus to start. Technova matched it. We're at $1.2 million now, legal aid, emergency housing, financial counseling for people escaping families who treat them like bank accounts. 17 recipients so far. The first was a woman whose parents destroyed her credit. The second, a man whose siblings demanded his inheritance. The third, a college student whose father used her social security number for credit cards. The foundation director messaged this morning, 3 more applications overnight. All cited your story as their reason for finally seeking help. I think about Emily's letter, still unanswered in my desk. About Harold's monthly requests for character testimony, all declined. About Lorraine's Facebook posts claiming victimhood. And I think about the 17 people who got help because I said no. The hundreds more who'll see it's possible to set boundaries and survive. Dr. Patterson was right. Freedom tastes like morning coffee in a house no one else has keys to. Like boundaries that hold even when they hurt. Like the word no with teeth, and the life that grows where exploitation used to be.